Hey guys, just back from Rome, and I'm in Civitavecchia, which is our port of call today. Just thought I'd show you a little bit of the coast. Yeah, with the palm trees. Every place looks like Camp Spade, doesn't it? So, quick thank you to everyone who's been watching my videos so far and sending me their love over their comments and DMs. I really appreciate it, and I want to say thank you so much for reaching out to me. Today is actually an answer for one of the questions that came through on my DMs, and this particular one was about career changing, and when you're changing careers because the one that you are passionate about isn't bringing you enough money to survive. What do you do? How do you cope? What are the alternatives? And what kind of insight can I possibly give about the subject? So thank you so much for the question, and if you do have any questions that you think I can help you with, then I am totally here for you, and I will do the best that I can with the answers that I give. Alright, so there are a couple of things to kind of unpack here. Mainly that I have to just get across the road quickly. Alright. Talking about a career change, I think it's wonderful to have change in one's career, for one. So never ever feel that somehow having to change and shift into something that is actually going to be more caring of your spirit, because let's face it, making money is pretty caring of the spirit. I did a video on this a couple of weeks back, so maybe you can find it to get more insight on how I think about these things. But it is incredibly self-caring to be able to do work that is going to bring you money, to be able to look after the things that need looking after, so that you don't have to worry about it. Because when you create or want to create something, you can't really create in a space of stressing over money. So most of the time, in order to create at your best, you really need an area or a space or a situation where you can actually relax into yourself to be able to fully express yourself. You can't really do that if you're stressed about money. So for one, taking on a job that is actually going to pay the bills is a good thing. So don't ever think that you're somehow failing. And besides, these things are temporary. You know, life isn't about the whole be with a company for 30 years and then, you know, get the gold watch at the end of it. Those days are essentially past. Our society is changing. The way we do business, the way we work, the way we formulate our careers around the things that we enjoy and around our actual lifestyle. You know, those things are changing. So like I said in, I think it was a video I did 2 weeks ago, about not trying to, or at least inadvertently using old school thinking in order to create a new paradigm that you want to create, because that's never ever going to work. If you want to shift into a new space of a new way of expressing yourself, you need to actually get into a very new space. So you can't think in terms of, you know, that 30-year career and a pension at the end, for one. For another, when it comes to the creative work that you want to do, it doesn't have to be in a job scenario, right? Because why are you not thinking about your chosen passion as something that you can create work for other people around? You know, as in you be the entrepreneur. Why is it something that somebody has to give you a job to accomplish? If that is so, if it's something that you need a collective around in order to be able to accomplish, then there again, you know, how can you create something that is different? How can you create a collaboration that doesn't have to stick to the norms of how a normal business operates, or at least a business that we've known before? How can you do your passion as a hobby for now? You know, because if you've got a job that's paying the bills, that's wonderful, but that doesn't mean that you should stop doing the thing that sparks your passion. Because quite frankly, if you really are as passionate as you say you are about it, then you will eke out that half an hour every day, those 2 hours every day before you go to sleep, to be able to do some kind of creative work that is in the realm of what you want to do with your life. All right, so in that way, you need to be able to affirm what it is that you want to do. Yeah. The other side of the coin is that, like I said, everything is changing. The way we do things is changing. The way we express ourselves and create business is changing. And therefore, you also need to change. But now I'm talking about the inner workings of your creativity and how something comes about. All right? Because you can have an idea, but then you can have decisions about how that idea is going to come to fruition. You know, as in, oh, I need to get investors in order to make this happen. I need to have money, so I need to be able to, you know, draw up a business plan to get this and this and this and that. I need to have certain equipment in place in order to do this and this and that. You know, all of these limitations that we put on ourselves and our dreams and our ideas that actually don't need to be there. You know, because the thing is, if you are creating and you say that there's this thing that you're passionate about and you want to create it, then you need to be able to take the essence of that idea, that inspiration, and allow it to percolate inside you. And what I mean by that is to be able to move through your system and express itself the way you express yourself. So how you interact with people, how you work with people, how your mind works, how ideas get put onto paper, and how it gets manifest from that. You know, it's a very specific way that you do it. And as such, because it's coming through you, it is completely unique. So instead of limiting yourself by using what is already happening, for instance, if what you know about your idea has been working in a slow environment, you know, as in it's a quality product and it needs to go to a specific demographic, change it up. Is there a demographic that you haven't thought about? Can you sell faster, make things cheaper, that type of thing? Or the other side of that, if something has been going fast and furious, you know, the whole world of slow things, of slow food, of artisan stuff, you know, that is showing itself even more in our society these days because everything is fast and furious. So now there's this whole big push to make things slow again. So how can you make things slow? You know, sometimes you just have to change one aspect of bringing your creativity and passion into manifestation. And yeah, you can change the world that way. The third thing is also that you need to think about why you have accepted these certain beliefs about yourself as far as your passion is concerned. So this is deeper work for you. So you know, when I talk about beliefs, it's about what you have decided for yourself that is real about your life and true about your life. Okay, and weirdly enough, these things can be changed. You know, things like, I can't make money from my passion. This thing doesn't have enough customers that will be interested in buying this thing that I want to create. You know, all of those things are just assumptions that you've made that aren't necessarily true. So, and these are things that you need to look at. Also, you know, why do you feel that somehow the thing that you can create that is so amazing is not worthy of being supported by people, supported through money, or just supported by the universe at large, which kind of created you and wants life to create life and more life and more life and more life, because that's what it's about, right? The thing that you also need to chuck into the wind is this idea that the thing that is your passion has to be your sole thing of income. It doesn't have to be, because life that we're making now with the work in our careers and the things that we do, it's a life of variation. It's a life of change, which means that there are so many places where you can have multiple sources of income in your life, which means you create something, then you create a passive income around it. You create something, or somebody else creates something and you're an affiliate for it. Somebody else creates something and you collaborate on it, and you share the profits on it. That kind of thing. There are so many different ways of creating an income. Why do you want to put so much pressure on making the thing that you have decided is your passion career, on making that the thing that is going to validate you and your creativity? Oh, that's a big thing. Because you don't want to create a life where the thing that you do is the thing that validates your existence and your creativity or your self-worth. And that's the biggest bit about it. So let's not do that, because that's just gonna kill everything, isn't it? So there's something to think about. Like, why do you want to put so much pressure on your passion project where it can occupy so many different spaces in your life in so many different ways, and the onus is then on you as the creative person to be able to put that passion and that creative expression into the bouillabaisse that is your creative self, put it into a specific place, where it becomes something totally unique to you and your expression. That's a much better way of working things, isn't it? Where you're free to just create and not put a label or a time limit or a pressure and responsibility on the thing that it is that you're creating, to turn around and say, yes, you're a success. You're a success before all of that. You're a success in here. That's where it is. So I gotta go. There's a bus waiting for me, or else I'm gonna miss my ship. But think about personifying the work that you want to do, okay, as in giving it a personality that you can actually talk to in your head and your heart. Because the fact is that something that you've created, an idea that you're percolating, isn't something that stands alone, because you're putting creative energy into it, which is a life in and of itself. So therefore, technically, you can actually converse with that thing that you have created. All right, so try doing that. Try imagining a personality for the work that you truly want to do, or the thing that you created that you want to get out into the world, and see what it wants to do, what it wants to become in the world, and then see whether it is as your day job or as your hobby. See what you can add to the equation to be able to amplify that thing in the world, to make it bigger, so it can get to the point where it is supporting you as the main money-bringing thing. All right, so try that. But I hope this has helped you today. Just keep being awesome, keep creating, and please just send me your questions so that I can maybe help you out as well. Thanks for joining me, guys. Lots of love. Bye.